I'm just being serenaded by Rodney Atkins.
Sorry, Rodney, I couldn't get a break, man. I had to go, do, commune with nature.
Eyes were floating.
It's all right. That's one way of putting it. How are you, man?
Great. How are y'all?
Thanks for stalling. I appreciate it.
It's all right.
He was vamping. He was doing a little solo there on the acoustic guitar.
What were you playing?
I have no idea.
Okay, good.
It's your latest song, I think. I heard it. I think it's going to be magic for you.
I smell platinum.
It's your 5th #1 single coming up.
Bless your heart. I hope so. It'd be nice. It's one I wrote, so it would be very nice. It's one of those songs that I go through listening to different kinds of music, and I was listening to old country stuff. Like, I remember 3 of the things were one, Patsy Cline, songs like Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Fall to Pieces, that stuff, with those interesting changes and the singer's just vulnerable and
right.
I love those kind of songs. And then I've got modern sounds and country western music on CD.
Ray Charles, yeah.
Listen to that stuff, and some Etta James. She sings country music to me. It's those songs where you're there.
I love it when guys reference that country blues sound, that Mississippi crossroads kind of thing that you would get from, Etta James is a good example. That's a little more northern, I guess, but that nod to that influence of Robert Johnson and all those old Delta blues sounds.
It's
is
laying
really
yourself
cool.
bare there.
It really is
the blues. That's what Invisibly Shaken is. It's the blues. It's vulnerable. It's fragile.
When you get those weird 7th chords and some of that augmented stuff in there, we're geeking music. I'm sorry. But
yeah, you are.
Sorry.
Yeah, you are.
And you do those weird rhythms and stuff.
Here's an example.
Go for it. Here, let's get that mic.
Can you hear it? That change took me all night.
Right on,
that one simple little change in a song.
It's kind of dark. It's a little kind of plaintive. Yeah,
For that, my friends say they're proud of me for taking a breakup so casually. That's simple. But
that's great.
It's very simple, but I just love that. What that is.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, maybe the 5th #1 single. Can you believe you've had 4 under your belt already?
Nah, I'm pinching myself. It's a lot of divine intervention. It was good for me not to have success on the front end of this, because it makes you really gut check and say, okay, what are you here to say? What are you here trying to sing about? And you realize that my time is my family's time. Once we had Elijah, and I realized everybody's that way. The whole world's that way. All the listeners, okay, my time is my family's time. Their time is their family's time. Don't waste their time. Sing songs that they want to hear, that folks hear and can relate to, and they want to play it for their dad and their brother or somebody struggling, or they want to share it with, and it becomes a part of their life. And that's the kind of music you really want to make. And when you get out there and people tell you the stories of how going through hell carried them through a rough time, and people are using these songs in obituaries and things, and sending them over to the soldiers overseas, and those guys are cranking it up in the Humvees and getting, using the songs as anthems, and I love that.
Is it tough for you to process those sometimes, that somebody's taken something that you've done and it's had that much of an impact in their life where they're ready to print it in the paper in an obituary or send it to a soldier overseas? Become a little overwhelming?
It's stout, yeah. It's but you just ask for, good Lord to use you in a way to touch folks' lives.
Well done.
I never prayed to be famous. I prayed to do something I love that would move people.
Yeah.
And I don't know what fame is. That's crazy. But,
right.
Just to keep doing this and singing songs that people relate to.
Well, keeping the dream and feeding the dog. I think that's what they call it, man. That's it.
Amen. Amen.
And buying ball caps. How many are you up to now?
Well, I got this one free, man.
Oh, okay.
I Farmers Co-op.
I complained enough that somebody showed up at a T-ball game, Elijah's T-ball game, with a hat. I was on a station doing an interview, and they were making fun of me wearing a ball cap at the ACM Awards, and I said, well, I'd wear another ball cap if they said I was the first artist that ever won an ACM award in the same hat he hauled hay in. I said, well, if you give me somebody co-op, give me a ball cap or something, I'll wear that.
And there you go.
So
you got one.
Well done, man.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Rodney, always good to see you. Rodney Atkins hanging out with Wank and O'Brien live in Nashville at CMA Music Festival on 97.1 Hank FM. Here is Rodney right now.